Alright, what's up, y'all? I know I don't post up a whole lot of videos over the past year. Honestly, just I do a little bit of recording and then I don't feel like editing or doing much with it. So I have a few videos that I've recorded, just never got around to getting them off my phone or editing them or anything else like that. So, however, that kind of works out in a benefit to you for this particular video. I had bought a Toro Timecutter, and so I did an initial review on it, and I actually am doing a now 1 year review of the said Toro Timecutter. So now you get not only an initial review, but also a 1 year review all in one. So enjoy that. Alright, so as many of you know, I've been push mowing this whole yard. It's about 15,000 square feet with a Toro recycler. Has a stripe kit on it. And while it normally looks pretty good, I take a lot of time to be able to get this mowed. As it gets warmer out, sometimes it takes me 2, maybe 3 days to be able to mow my yard. My wife actually volunteered to mow the yard a couple weeks ago because we had a little bit of an issue with work, and it required a lot of after hours stuff, so I wasn't able to mow. I was actually at the point where I was going to hire someone. That's crazy, right? So I was at the point where I was possibly going to hire someone to mow the yard because I knew I wouldn't want to get to it. The wife, awesome as she is, volunteered to mow the yard. She mowed the yard. I didn't even care how straight she got it. You know, the lines were a little crazy, but she got it mowed, which I greatly appreciated. And finally, she said, "This is," hide the kids, "this is bullshit. Go get a freaking riding mower. Pay it off if you have to." I screenshotted the text. That way I can hang on to it, frame it up, do whatever. She gave me the okay to buy a riding lawnmower. So within about 2 days, I had one ordered. Alright, now if you want to just see all the rundown of the mower when I get it, I'll do little chapters and stuff in this video so you can just scroll through all my rambling. But I'm going to give you now the rundown of why did I decide to get a Toro Timecutter over, say, a Cub Cadet or an Errant or a Hustler or a Skag or X-Mark or whatever else is all out there that tons of other people are running. So my first run-in with what riding mower I wanted to get, being someone in YouTube, Toro, as many of you know, deals with a lot of the YouTube people, and they give them a lot of products. So some of the other guys were like, if you're looking for a zero-turn mower, maybe you should just reach out to Toro and see if they'll send you one. Why not? You know, if I was looking at possibly buying one anyway, maybe they can just send me one, and then I can save myself $3,500. Yeah, that's what a reasonable, smart person would do, right? So, didn't think, you know, that I'd get anything out of it or whatever. It's like, small YouTube channel, you know, nobody watches my videos anyway. So, I reached out to them anyway, and they actually responded back and was wanting to know all the details of my channel, subscribers, time, you know, all the view times and all that crap. Send it off to them. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Well, apparently now there is a mower shortage. Thanks, COVID. So Toro was having an issue, I guess, getting enough units out the door. The manufacturing is in, whatever, a third capacity. And apparently the plastic beads that are used to melt down to make plastic parts, there was a shortage of that. So they're having an issue getting mowers out the door. So trying to sell mowers is hard enough, nonetheless, give them away. So I've been waiting for this mower to possibly show up for free. Hadn't heard anything. Andrew from Toro Marketing, he hasn't really heard anything, doesn't have any details. finally like, you know what? It's getting hot out. I need a riding mower, be it either Toro or whomever. I need a zero-turn mower soon. So I started looking around, not just at Toro. I started looking around at, I started going out of the box, looking at Hustler and trying to find all these other brands out there. And they were either crazy expensive. I looked at some of the stand-ons. I know it's a bit extreme for 1 yard to have a stand-on mower, but I figured, what the hell. Price point knocked me back pretty freaking quick. So that knocked out the potential for the riding mower. And that is my Toro mower right there. There we go. So I'm going to pause this, and we're going to get a mower unloaded. Alright, so they just left. Jumped off the mower. There she is. Isn't she pretty? Alright, so after a little walk around. Haven't even sat on it yet, but we fired it up, drove it around a little bit, make sure everything was going good on it, give me a little bit of a rundown on it. So see if I can get this thing fired up without screwing it up too bad. But so let's go over some specs of this mower, shall we? Alright, so this is the Toro Timecutter. It is a 50-inch deck. You can see right here. What's the forged deck? This is not the stamped deck, as I would call it, that you find on the smaller ones, like a 42-inch. It's got the Kawasaki FR691V motor. So one thing I did not know about this, and as they were giving me the rundown on it, this does not take straight 30 oil. It takes a 10W30. Thought that was a little interesting. We've got the basic controls here. Got your throttle, the choke, the key, of course, and the blade engagement. A little bit of storage. You've got your smart speed control. You got turtle mode, towing mode, and the oh shit mode. Got a little bit of built-in storage. It's got a cool little step off here, so you're not trying to jump off the side or anything. Got a little armrest and everything for it. A little tight to pull down. I might have to loosen that bolt up. Ugh, a little hard to pull down. The gas tank is about a 3-gallon capacity. Apparently you can't run cheap gas in it like I can my riding mower, or I'm sorry, the push mower. It has to be 89 octane or better. So I guess I'll have to get some fresh gas to top that off. Got some pretty beefy tires on it. Looks like 18-inch tires. Pretty wide tires up front. And I do remember some other videos talking about the front forks with these guys. So some of the older models, these were actually kind of built as one piece. With this being in aluminum, there's actually a couple bolts here. So if you really happen to screw up and have a bad day and break this, you can at least replace your fork on there. I hope I never have to experience that. And you've got your blade height adjustment. So it goes from 1.5 inches all the way up to 4.5 inches. Got your handle for it. And there is a foot assistance. So you can just use your foot to help raise the deck up. Got your washout port. And one thing I thought that was pretty nice with this, got 1, 2, and further back there is 3. So this is a 3-blade system. And I guess when this dealer got it, he sharpened his blades up real nice. They are sharp as hell. Probably better than I've ever sharpened my blades. And so there's a couple different things. If you're going to push the mower, so you've got one of these pull-out pins. I remember I had one on my old riding mower. Got one on each side. And then they already came with a hitch on it. I wasn't sure if I would have to buy one or not. They're like 30 bucks at Home Depot. So luckily I already came with one. And the way this is set up, so with the arms all the way out, you've got a parking gear. In order for it to even start, they have to be in park. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. Alright, so yeah, it's been about a year since I've got this mower. So how about a 1 year update, since I never got around to posting up the original video. So alright, here it is. It's been 1 year since I bought the Toro Timecutter. I actually just finished cutting a few minutes ago. And so thoughts on the Timecutter? Pretty damn nice. So would I buy it again? Definitely. Do I have any regrets or anything about buying the Toro Timecutter? None at all. I would probably buy this mower 10 times over. It cuts nice, has plenty of power behind it, and it always lays down decent stripes, doesn't bog down or anything on it. It did rain quite a bit about 2 weeks ago, and so I didn't get out and mow anything. So by the time I was able to get to it, things were, geez, probably 10 inches tall, with of course seed heads and everything else popping up. So it blasted right through it though, no issue. Chopped everything up halfway decent. So the only thought on it is, and a couple different reasons on this, but if the grass does get a little bit taller, I may want to switch over to a mulching kit. And the other reason behind that is there are a few areas that I have trouble getting around. On my side of my house, there's a couple flower beds and a small patch of grass in between it. It's hard for the mower to get in between it. It's just too wide. Would I get a smaller deck instead? No. I'll just weed eat or pull out the push mower for that part. But maybe with the mulching kit, not having the side discharge on it, I may be able to get through there. Certain spots, the side discharge chute on it kind of gets in the way. But then also getting around the flower beds and stuff, if I had that mulching kit where it's not discharging everything into the flower beds, might be able to keep it a little bit nicer and less grass clippings being blown into there. Kind of no matter which direction I mow, some stuff still gets blown into it. So not much I can do about it, but mulch kit might fix that. Other than that, nice mower. I love it. Any other complaint on it? Maybe the oil change on it. I did do the initial first oil change after the 8 hours, and you got to use one of these stupid little hoses to hook up to it and undo the screw to try to let it run out into a bucket or something. And that's kind of a pain. It'd be nice if they've just engineered the motors to have the plug on the bottom like you do most cars, to where you can just stick a bucket or whatever underneath it and just catch the oil that way. But that's more of a engineering thing with the motor manufacturer, in my case Kawasaki. Sharpening the blades and doing any other sort of maintenance underneath the mower, it would definitely be highly recommended to get some sort of lawnmower lift jack. I did get one from Harbor Freight. It's like 120 bucks, something like that. Now, something to be kind of mindful of is you have 3 anti-scalp rollers, can't talk, on the blade deck. That middle anti-scalp wheel may kind of get in the way if you have a lawnmower jack that has kind of like a long bar that goes underneath it for a little bit of balance of the lawnmower jack, versus there's some other brands out there that don't really have that. So kind of watch when you get a lawnmower jack, so you don't end up having to mess around with that anti-scalp wheel. In my case, I have to take that middle wheel off in order to be able to get the lawnmower jack underneath it to lift up the lawnmower to work on it. So something else to be mindful of. All right, so the other small complaint that I might have, and it's probably just a common thing with any zero-turn mower, is the slight hill behind me here, right about here, trying to mosey around between a water meter cover and trying to get around the tree. I tend to slide a little bit, so you have to kind of figure out a method to the madness to work around that, trying to move at a certain angle so you don't slide down. So we have to kind of go down more straight angle, or if you're going to go around something, maybe come around one side versus the other side. Makes it a little bit easier to get around without starting to spin and slide. And then, you know, I guess in some cases, if you're around a pond or something, inadvertently ending up in said pond. So something to keep in mind. If you do have a lot of hills, you may slide. So you'd have to think about your approach to mowing that area. Other than that, I absolutely love the mower. I'm trying to think of any other complaints I'd really have. Covered in mulching, you know, a little bit wide, but it cuts great. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So if you are thinking about getting a mower, I would highly recommend it. I did think about getting a couple different brands after kind of weighing my options out. I just kind of kept coming back to the Timecutter, and you know, price point and just quality build and everything else behind it. It seemed to be a good fit. So if you are looking for one, definitely do it.